Hey, this is Allie Edwards, and I am super excited today to introduce you to the newest items in my shop, which are 6x8 storybook albums. Now, we've been talking about doing these for a long time, and as many of you guys know, some of these processes for getting products to market take a while, but I love how they turned out, so I'm super excited to show them to you. I was going to start with one, but let's just show you both. First, right now in this initial offering, we have two colors. So we have a black and a grayish. I wanted very basic, very universal colors. That's kind of my particular style. It's possible in the future that we will offer more colors, but for right now we're just going to go with very simple, very straightforward album. So again, a black and a grayish. These are like a pleather style album. Super sturdy, they feel really nice. They have stitching around the edge here. They have a silver book plate. The ones that we got here, the sample ones we got, have a piece of paper here that's a little bit taller, which is kind of nice to be able to pull it out, and then once you put on there whatever you want in the binding or in the spine label, then you could trim that off to fit how you want it to fit. Then when you open up the album, these albums come with 8 page protectors, just a small sampling of the page protectors that we've been offering. The ones that I have in my shop fit in this album. This is the same 6-ring style album that we've been offering for past projects like Week in the Life and December Daily and One Little Word. So the page protectors that you may have purchased will fit in these albums. And so there's just a sample, so you get a couple that are the full 6x8 and a couple that are the 2-up 4x6. And then the 3 pocket ones with the 2 3x4 and a 4x6, and then 2 of the 3x4 3x4. So depending on what you want to use these albums for, you're probably going to need to pick up additional page protectors, which we have in the shop that you can buy in a package, you know, depending on what you want. For me, I know that I'm going to need a bunch more of the full page 6x8 because I've been making 6x8 pages previously throughout this year, you know, knowing that these were coming and knowing that I just really enjoy that size. I'm just going to show you the inside of this one. It's the same thing. Has the silver silver things in the middle there that are part of the spine label on the side. And then I just wanted to pull out, so this is my stack of 6x8 pages right here that I'm just, like I said, super excited to be able to put into these albums. So a couple things for me. How am I going to use these? I am going to be using these my one big idea that I have, and the one thing that I really want to accomplish, is now that I have 5 children here in the house, you know, not all the time, but very regularly, I want each one of those kids to have their own 6x8 album. So Simon and Anna, I've done tons of pages about them over the years. And now with these 3 additional kids here, I want them to have something that holds their stories. So each one of them is going to have their own book, and then I will be adding in stories as I see fit. So it's not going to be, I'm not going to go back in time and like start from, you know, their infancy. I'm just going to start right now and tell stories that I want to tell about them and about the life that they are living right now and the ones that are individual to them. So I've done a few of those, and the other ones that I've done have all been some related to me. I started probably, I don't know, a couple, maybe 2 years ago or something, where I started doing these. Let's see, let's adjust our, doing these 6x8 size pages. So these have just been waiting to go into an album, so I'm going to be going ahead and doing that. A lot of these, if you subscribe to my story kit, you've seen me working on some of these 6x8 pages, or the hybrid workshop. Some of these pages are from that as well. So I'm super excited to have a home for these to go into. So in addition to doing pages for these kid albums, then my plan right now is I'll probably have some annual albums as well. Right now, the way that I do it is I have 12x12 albums that are for each year. So for each of the past I don't know, since probably 2010, I think is when I started, 2009 is when I started having a single family album each year, where I've just been putting any 12 by 12, 8.5 by 11. I'll probably shoot a separate video so you can see some of those, because I've been going back in and readjusting them. But because I'm doing more pages this size, I think that I'm also going to have an annual album that will be like 2017, and the stories that I've just told about me, or about the family as a whole, those kinds of things that I consider kind of my books. And then the kids will have their own. And so I'm motivated to write some stories about each one of them, to be able to fill those books in, but also have ones that fit my, the stories that I want to tell about me as well. So here's like one that I did about Simon going to the dentist. This will go in his book. One I wrote about for the surprise story kit, which was about how I have all these gray sweaters. This will go in the 2016, I think that's when I did this one, in the 2016 book. This one was from the Hybrid Workshop 2016, so that'll go in the 2016 book as well. And once I get one of these filled up, and maybe that's what I'll do now, then I'll flip through so you can see as well. But like I said, I'm super excited just to be able to offer these 6x8 albums. I think they've become harder for people to find, and it's something that I want to make sure that we are offering. These are different than the ones that we've used for December Daily and Week in Life. Those ones are chipboard. They don't have the kind of this pleather texture or the pleather outside to them. So that's what we decided to go with for these albums themselves. And also this is I believe it's a 2.5-inch spine, which is the spine that we've used for December Daily and Week in the Life for the last couple of years now. So it holds quite a few pages in there as well. I think I'm gonna fill one of these up, and then I'll jump back on here and kind of show you just what it looks like when you have pages in one of these albums. All right, so I went ahead and added in some of the layouts that I've done, starting in 2016, I think so last year is when I started doing some of these 6x8 layouts. And most of these, like I said, have been in StoryKit Classroom. So I'm just gonna flip through just so you can see. I'm using mainly the full page 6x8. A lot of these are spreads. What I love, it's just the perfect size for these longer stories and for really focusing on the word portion. And I really like this size. Like I said in the post too, you know, I'm not gonna be stopping doing 12 by 12, but I like the option of fitting my story to the size that is appropriate for it. And the way that my memory keeping is mainly photo and word focused, with these other intentional embellishments that I'm throwing in, which has been my goal all along. So these are all spreads. I also wanted to show, I think one of the cool things that's great about 6x8, and especially in an album like this, is that you don't always have to do full page 6x8, that you can add in these 3x4 and 4x6. You know, you could do, some people are doing Project Life in this size. This is too small for me to do Project Life, but I like the option just of, in my regular storytelling, to do a spread that includes, you know, maybe one full page and then some divided pockets, and that helps kind of break up the content as well as break up the place where you are putting your story as well. This is just the back of that one because I don't have a second page like that, and here's a single page 6x8. This was, like I said, from the Hybrid Workshop, and then a recent one from the Eat Story Kit. So I also wanted to show you, so that's like 2016, kind of the start of 2017 going into that album. And then let me show you one of the kid ones. This is Simon, so this is the one that I started for him. I think I'm going to use these colors for the kids. And again, it's just, these are just pages, so sometimes it's letters, you know, writing letters to them. That was what I did for this one, or telling stories specifically about experiences. This actually is another letter format, just because I find that that's an easy way to document a story and to be talking directly to them. Again, I love the full page photo plus the text on the other side. So here's another one that's just specifically about me and him. So that's that's all I have in this album so far. Again, I'm looking forward to utilizing some of those pockets in the future as I think about specific stories that I want to tell for each one of these kids based on what's happening for themselves in their own lives. So all that to say, we have new albums. I'm super excited about them. I hope that you will like them. I hope that they will be a really sturdy, wonderful place to hold the stories that you're telling and the stories that we've been telling together through all the various projects. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments, and I will be happy to answer them for you.